if I bought $100 million worth of Apple stock today, I could say I have big tech exposure. And then at the end of the quarter, I could say, well, maybe I should sell Apple and buy Google, or maybe I should sell Apple and buy Amazon. And I'm still kind of big tech exposed. I mean, you could trade Twitter for Facebook or Facebook for Twitter, or you could decide that you don't like Facebook anymore, but you like Google. The world's not coming to an end. Anybody there's a lot of supply of big tech, $10 trillion worth of it, right? On the other hand, if you decided that Bitcoin was your thing, you're going to buy a crypto asset and you buy $100 million worth of Bitcoin. And this is, I say this because this is the way the institutions that buy this stuff are going to think. Where they're going to come in there and buy 100 million or 200 million or 500 million. When you decide that you want that, you go through this thing of, okay, what do I want? Well, I don't want big tech because I don't like the underlying exposure to fiat cash flows. I don't want gold because, again, counterparty risk, and it's an open system and the gold miners are a problem. Okay, I want crypto. Which crypto? There's 6,500 cryptos. Well, write off most of those. Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay, it's not like Google and Facebook. It's not like Apple and Amazon. Yeah, we can debate Apple or Amazon. What's better? They both look like tech monopolies to me. They both look pretty good. On the other end, Bitcoin or no, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's crypto asset. This entire idea of like 60% dominance is bullshit, ridiculous.
Welcome back to the channel. Like, subscribe for more Bitcoin, microstrategy, crypto-related content coming out every single day. And you guys just saw Michael Saylor talking about how corporations are going to be thinking about putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet in the future. And these are the biggest companies right now doing that: MicroStrategy, Metaplanet, Semler, and KNR. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing MicroStrategy, but also getting into Semler. There's been some recent news around them. I'm going to be looking at an interview clip at the end talking about Semler. So make sure to stay tuned for all this information in today's video. A lot of useful information. But let's go ahead and jump into it here today. So we have the election today. Really huge day. My thoughts are, if Trump is elected, Bitcoin is going to have a great next couple of weeks. Expect a lot of volatility. Bitcoin at the time of this recording is sitting at around $70,000, but we could see a lot more volatility throughout this week just because of the election. And you can see here, after the election, historically, Bitcoin has performed very, very well. And this is something that we have told you guys on our channel over the past year. And right now is a potential great time to get into BTC, no matter who wins the election. But I think definitely in the short term, if Trump wins, that would be better for Bitcoin. And then you can see the average returns right here. Over 1 month, Bitcoin's up 23%. Over 3 months, they're up 105%. Over 6 months, they're up 470% there. And we are still very, very early to MicroStrategy. Look at what people are saying about MicroStrategy over in Wall Street Bets. This is one of the biggest traditional finance subreddits over on Reddit. They're calling MicroStrategy a Ponzi scheme, saying that they have all this Bitcoin, but they're extremely overvalued in comparison to the Bitcoin that they actually hold. So they don't really understand what MicroStrategy is doing, how they're taking advantage of all of these liquidity options they have as a publicly traded company that people just haven't wrapped their head around yet. So if you think you're late to the party on MicroStrategy to Bitcoin, you're still very, very early. So many people don't even understand Bitcoin, and to understand MicroStrategy, you have to understand Bitcoin. So just put that in perspective. Like, there's not that many people understand what's going on right now with MicroStrategy and with BTC. And this is from Plan B. Just wanted to share this with you guys. Obviously, Trump has been pro Bitcoin, pro crypto, but he's saying it here. Bitcoin doesn't care who wins this election. And I totally agree with that. A lot of people were saying, hey, we need Trump for Bitcoin to pump. I think if Kamala does win, we could see Bitcoin, trade sideways or go down in the short term. But over the long term, the government, the politicians are going to continue to print money. That's what they do. And assets are going to go up forever. So it doesn't really matter who wins. I think a lot of people in the crypto space think that if Kamala wins, Bitcoin isn't going to do well. But I just don't think that's true. I definitely think we'll see Bitcoin hit six figures no matter who is elected president. And then also to get you guys updated on where MicroStrategy is in the NASDAQ 100 tracker. Remember, we have to be in the top 75 by November 29th for MicroStrategy to get included in the QQQ, and they will get allocations based on where they are rated. As you can see right here, this is from Ben Workman, shout out to him. They're currently at 75, but this is a little outdated. MicroStrategy went up a little bit this past day, currently sitting at around a $46 billion market cap at the time of this recording. So we're probably sitting around 71, 72 right now. So hopefully Bitcoin does perform well for the rest of this month, and MicroStrategy can get included in the QQQ, get access to some additional funds, and be able to buy more Bitcoin with that. And then I want to talk about Semler Scientific. They had their earnings call yesterday. They purchased an additional 47 Bitcoin, and now they hold 1,058 Bitcoin in total. And Semler is actually looking really good. As you can see here, over the past day, they're up 25%. Over the past month, they're up 50%. So the Bitcoin strategy is working for them. And this is Ben Workman weighing in on Semler. He's saying Semler just confirmed that one of their major holdups in getting the options market open is the public float due to their 1.6 million insider shares not being considered. Options to close the gap currently are using the ATM to get new shares issued and potentially future stock splits. And I want to share with you guys, you think Semler can outperform MicroStrategy based on returns since they started at such a lower market cap? I know they may not beat them in volume, but returns percentage. This is what Ben has to say. He says, it certainly could happen. My only hesitancy right now is I don't like to see them hedge on their strategy. They're very non-committal. I think what brings such excitement and interest to MSTR is they are so black on white on what exactly they're doing with their strategy. The market respects and trusts that Saylor has a clear vision and will execute it without exception. Semler seems to be playing this very conservatively so far, so until they show their cards on their ultimate execution intentions, I don't think the market will reward them with any serious outperformance of MSTR. But imagine if Semler does start to do that, they could really get some higher stock valuation there. Right now, their market cap is only $265 million. So definitely a stock you guys should have on your radar, especially if you are a Bitcoin hodler. And then here's an interview clip from Tim Kotzman, and he was talking to Adrian, and they are discussing Semler Scientific. So just wanted to play this quick clip for you guys. Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for more videos. Let's go ahead and check out the clip here.
Maybe we should note that Semler has pretty much literally come out and said, we're going to be doing the MicroStrategy playbook when it comes to Bitcoin on the balance sheet as a treasury reserve asset. So,
yes. And they can't be as aggressive yet. And I think that's what gets certain people to think that, well, are they really doing it? Are they really going to be as focused as MicroStrategy, as dedicated as MicroStrategy? But people need to take it back to 2020. MicroStrategy didn't just go all in with every potential opportunity the second they can do it, right? Michael Saylor still scaled up. And what we're seeing now is he's probably going to scale even further. I think Semler is following a similar trajectory. They need to get themselves into the market. I think they need to experience a full cycle like MicroStrategy did, so that by this time in 2027 or 2028, it's a very, very different conversation. MicroStrategy now versus MicroStrategy in 2020, come on. There's no comparison. And I think it's going to be very, very similar for Semler.
Do you want to go through a few of the aspects of Semler that are still kind of falling in place, so to speak, as far as having an options market? And there's a few factors that they've applied for something or they're working on something, and you know, kind of to your point about you're not doing everything all at once, and it's almost like anything in life. You're not going to have, you're like, oh, wow, it's an overnight success. Well, it only took 17 years. And, you know, this might only take a few months, but yeah, what yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I actually had this on my Twitter, all of the check marks that I need to go through. And I apologize for not knowing a lot of them off the top of my head. But so them not having an options market, I think right now they do qualify for an options market. It's just a matter of when they're going to be able to officially launch the options market. I think there's a certain criteria that they have to meet for a certain period of time before the options market can go live. But if I remember correctly, I think they've cleared that threshold, and now it's just a matter of the different players in the game, whether it be Robinhood, Morgan Stanley, whomever, to allow options on Semler. So that's the first piece of the options market. And I think a lot of people are waiting for the options market because the MicroStrategy options market, as I'm sure you know, is very hot. Most of the players in the space in the MSTR community are very, very keen on options. So that's the first piece of the puzzle. I think the other piece of the puzzle is they need 2,000 unique investors. I believe they have that. I think they needed to have a certain level of trading volume for a quarter. I think they've cleared that. And when it comes to them making like Bitcoin purchases, I believe, and Eric can get into too many details because earnings is coming up soon and they're going to be having their earnings call. It is a matter of timing right now. I think they've cleared the final hurdles from the SEC. He indicated that because of the size of his company, the SEC came back with a lot more questions than they anticipated. For MicroStrategy, on the other hand, because of the size of their company, they didn't have as many hurdles to jump through. So a lot of what we're seeing right now is Semler was navigating those hurdles. And from a timing perspective, they just kind of ran up against unfortunate timing each time. And this is me saying what I think was going on, not what Eric said with what I'm about to say. It seems like the SEC was pressuring them because they could, because of the size of Semler, because they were so small. The SEC was making them dot every I and cross every T. And my personal opinion, just based on what I see in the market and based on conversations I've had with others in the space, the SEC is somewhat bitter about how Bitcoin has gone in terms of them essentially being backed into a corner to have to approve the ETFs. And then they have to approve Ethereum. And then they have the XRP case. They've taken a series of losses. So now they're trying to throw their weight around in the best way possible. And I think Semler Scientific was the unfortunate recipient of a lot of that.